message here on the telephone, 'cause we've no idea when we're coming home. Any place we wander to, any season we go through, I'll be fine as long as I'm with you. Heaven knows.
Yeah. Welcome. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon. You know what? I know we just started. But I feel like it's going really well. I feel like it's going really well so far.
You want to know why you have that feeling?
I don't. Oh, yeah. I guess. Yeah. No,
You want to know that? So you are feeling that for a reason.
Okay.
You are feeling that you are correct. Your intuition is correct, and the reason why is because we're debuting for the very first time, connecting Claresholm on the hub, Nanton Radio.
Oh, is that happening?
Everybody can hear you in the grocery store right now.
No kidding.
Yeah,
that's
right. That's right.
Oh,
so I thought I should surprise you. I didn't want the pressure. I didn't feel any pressure or anything like that. So
if you told me last night, I wouldn't have slept.
I know. You would have been up all night. Yeah.
Too excited.
So I decided that today is going to be the debut of it on the Hub Nanton Radio, which means that we're not doing new at noon. And the other thing, now this is the pressure, is because this is radio, it's being simulcast on radio. Okay. Unlike here where we can actually see visuals on social media, you can't see the visuals on radio. So you're going to have to describe what's going on.
Okay, that's no problem.
You have to describe what everybody looks like.
Yeah, no, I will. It'll get weird.
I've always wanted to do a contest like that, like a radio contest where people submit their pictures of what they think the radio person actually looks like.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And then whoever is closest will win a prize. Yeah. I thought that would be a cool contest.
That is a cool contest. I like that. I like that we're on in the grocery store. So if you're in the grocery store, just know that we're thinking about you.
Yes. We're thinking about you guys.
Bologna's on sale. So go check.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that.
See, I've already ruined it. Dave's already.
We're getting shut off in the grocery store. We're just telling everybody what's on sale. We have no idea, but go get the bologna. It's on sale. No, it's not. I don't think it is.
It's hot today too. Are we done with this? It's 31 right now, I think, or something. It's blazing.
Is it that hot? Actually, I'm actually feeling pretty good right now. It was in the backyard today. I was relaxing. So my just little insight, my dad is in town from Cincinnati, so he's him and his wife are here. They're visiting. We're having like this whole family thing happening over the weekend.
Awesome.
So good timing. Just got finished that project here, well, the first half of the project for the Stories of Nanton. So now I can relax for the weekend and enjoy some family gatherings and stuff. But it was nice in the yard this morning. We had nice breeze coming through the yard, and the shadow, was right in the perfect place. So we sat and chatted and enjoyed that. And the studio's not too bad. I'll know as my glasses fog up.
Right. He's not still outside. Like, you might want to check on them now because things have shifted.
Okay. I'll check and see what's going on.
So the reason I bring up the weather is because it's not maybe on everyone's mind right now, but as we get into cooler months, sports just follow the weather. And we're really excited because we have a junior A hockey team coming to Claresholm Thunder. Junior A hockey. Like, really cool. And so you and I had talked about this on the show a few months ago. I mean, what a great opportunity for the younger kids to kind of see some really great players in their own town, as well as cheer for players that share the same name. So we're going to bring Jennifer Mackin in here in a second because we're going to talk about, when you have a team like this, I didn't know this because I thought the team would be curated from people in town. So I was like, I'm probably going to play defense. Like, it's not going to be a problem. Then I find out, no, they actually have players that are way better than me, that they bring in from other places. And we are looking for billet families in town. So I stopped buying hockey equipment I see that. What was that?
It's my new friend Fly.
Oh, there's a fly on the show. Yeah. So I stopped buying hockey equipment, and then I thought, you know what? These guys are like a third my age, so they're probably going to be better players than I am. Because I was like, I totally would have done it, but I guess not. But let's bring Jennifer Mackin in and say welcome to the show, Jen. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, guys.
Hey. So I'm not going to be on the team. Just that's clear, right? Like, I'm no way for me to be which is probably for the best, because we want people.
Kind of disappointing. Hoping to watch that.
Yeah, that would have happened once, and that would have been it. But what we do have, so we just for sort of so we all understand, when we talk about a team like this where you're billeting players, where are those players coming from? First of all, generally.
Honestly, all over. We have players from BC, all over Canada.
Okay.
That could potentially make the team.
Are there no international players? I thought there were some international players as well.
As far as my understanding, as of right now, there is not on this team, but that doesn't mean there won't be.
Okay. So there's a possibility there could be some international players that come over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so are there tryouts, or is that kind of what's happening right now so they can start to form who's on the team?
Yeah, from my understanding, they're currently just doing tryouts. They've signed a few players. I'm not sure exactly how many. We have one that's billeted here currently. He's actually enrolled in the high school. We're looking for roughly 10 billet families, just so if children or players do get signed, they have places to stay if they need them.
Gotcha. Okay. And there's some great information here. So you and I had been in touch about some of the requirements for now. From the family perspective, this is different than if you were doing like the homestay program, for example, through the school division. So just to sort of separate those two, with the homestay, there is an allowance. There's an allowance here as well. But with homestay, it's more about bringing that student with you kind of wherever you go, planning trips, doing things that become part of family life. This is a little bit different in that you're not making a trip to Head Smashed in Buffalo Jump necessarily with your billet player, because they probably have practice. Because they practice, like, so they're Monday to Thursday on the ice.
Yeah, and then 42 games.
42
games. It's a lot of games. Yeah, it's a lot of games, and it's a pretty. You know it's serious when you're practicing that many days a week.
Yeah, like they're very full time, and so can we just talk about what would a family? What's required of a family if they're interested? What are you looking for?
So we're looking for families that are willing to accept 1, 2, 3 student or players between the ages of 16 and 21. There is 0 alcohol, 0 drugs allowed with the team. It's basically a safe place for the players to stay. The coaches, the general managers, everything like that are solely responsible for the players. So if there's issues, they deal with it. If they need rides to and from practice, they pick them up. You're basically feeding them and making sure they have a safe home.
Gotcha. Okay. And that is pretty much it, which again is different than if you've got a student. You continue to go about your day, and there isn't an expectation, from what I understand, that you will be like entertaining them by like, I suppose if it works out, but they're busy. Like they've got games Friday, Saturday, and they practice like Monday to Thursday, and they might even have a game on Sunday. So these guys are going to be in town, and it's really like their job. And if they're not in school, they're going to be at the arena pretty much every day.
Yeah. And the players they want to be involved in the community. So lots of volunteer work. They're hoping to get in the schools, different activities, senior center, things like that. So they are very good kids.
Yeah. And that's important, right? Because I know there was a volunteer component to this, which was really important to everyone to understand that like they want to be involved in the community as well and get to know people. And obviously that's a big part of it. So, so if someone's interested in this, I'm just going to put this image up here over top of you. So sorry about that.
Okay.
So that is the information on Facebook that's been going around. So if folks are interested in it, they can reach out to you directly. By the looks of it, you've got a phone number there at the bottom and an email address. And then you can connect them with more information and talk about how this is going to work. What's the timing roughly of when these guys are expected to arrive?
So they start at the end of the month, so they will be here within the next couple weeks, and then till the end of March.
Okay. So are they? Is there a break, say over the holidays? Would they be going back home around Christmas time, or would you expect that they would still be here?
I'm assuming they get a break at Christmas, and they probably would go home. I'm not 100% sure on that part, but yeah, I'm assuming between Christmas and New Year's they've got some time off.
Right, and they may be looking to go home. But again, those are things that you can find out. It's probably based on the players individually and how that'll work for them. But but it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool opportunity, and you get to see some great hockey, as you know, you'll be coming to the games. And
well, you could be housing, the next Sidney Crosby or the next, Jonathan Taves or the next whatever, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you could be. These guys could be moving on to, play pro hockey. And then you've got the story to tell that, I was the Billet family for this player who's now a superstar in the NHL. So
it totally happens.
Yeah,
I think
it can happen.
That's the point. That's a good
Absolutely.
Point. Sign something just to be sure, right? Just get an autograph just in case.
Well, you're punching your lottery ticket there to be able to go to some pretty cool hockey games and be put up in the big box and stuff like that too. And that player wants to thank you for billeting them. So
this is all speculation. None of this is guaranteed. This is not part of the program. This is just Dave and I imagining how cool it could be. But to be able to host a player and be able to come and see them play at some games here in town is pretty awesome too, which is great. So. And so there's definitely a need, and we're really encouraging anyone who's interested to reach out to you and be able to find these guys a safe place to stay for the season.
Yeah, and everyone we talked to from other towns have said these players have literally become part of their family. They keep in touch with them after they're gone. They get to know their families as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure that they get on probably Zoom or whatever and talk to their families, and you would get to know folks in another part of the country, and that you don't necessarily have to be a family that has kids in hockey either, right? Like it's just
no, absolutely.
They are pretty independent and self-sufficient. So it's we're not necessarily, you're not being asked to take on another kid the way that you would if you were like just looking after someone's child. And they're young adults or adults in a lot of cases too. So
they are. Yeah.
Jen, I serious question. How far out would you stretch to find a billet family? Would you accept somebody in Nanton? Would you accept somebody in maybe Fort McLeod or something like that?
I think if it came down to it, we definitely would look at that. Yes. It's just whether they have transportation on their own.
Okay.
To get to and from Claresholm for practices and games, or if someone is driving through those towns that could pick them up, that would be our only concern.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Makes sense.
Have you guys ever? So I had this curiosity as we were talking about this because I think of these things. I've always heard the term billet and billet family, but do you guys know what the history of that is? Do you know what the history of billet is? Where that comes from? No.
I really hope you're going to tell us though.
Yeah, we're going to bring up the Wikipedia right now.
Okay. Okay.
The Wikipedia, everything is right on Wikipedia.
Absolutely.
Let me just see if I can blow this up a little bit so we can see it a little bit bigger. So is that getting any bigger? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at this. So let's see. A billet is the living quarters to which a soldier is assigned to sleep. Historically, a billet was a private dwelling that was required to accept the soldier. Soldiers are generally billeted in barracks or garrisons when not on combat duty.
Okay.
So that's kind of where the history of billet came from, and then the French billet, which I like that actually better. So I wonder if we can change that too. Maybe we get more people to be interested in doing it if they were called billet families.
That does sound. Ooh, what was that?
That's an interesting one. There's an interesting view. There we go.
Wow,
just pushing buttons.
News.
Yeah. So, but this is in all seriousness though, and I do like to see the history of that kind of stuff because I've always wondered that, but I've never looked it up. So, interesting to see the history of what that is. But it is a crucial thing that we're going to need because these kids, this could be their career, and it seriously could. There are kids that are playing junior A that could move on and make this a career for themselves. And if they don't have a place that they can stay, then we're denying them that opportunity. And we're denying Claresholm the opportunity to have, this team to be able to play in front of them. So we do need to have people step up and help out with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to put that up one more time just so keep an eye out for this. It's in the Thunder Green. Billet families needed. All the information is there. And then you can reach out to Jen via email or phone, and she'll fill you in on all the details. So yeah, we really appreciate you coming on and talking about it. We'll be talking about it every week until we have enough families. And if
Perfect.
not, they'll
Thanks, guys.
in the studio. We'll just put them in the yard at Dave's house.
And Jen, get a hold of me after. I'm going to give you a suggestion of something you can do to try to help you promote this a little bit more. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, I will for sure. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
All right, Jen.
Bye, guys.
Appreciate it. Have a
Okay,
good one.
bye.
See ya. Oh, there she. Oh, there. I'm back and out. Cool.
So I just saw Dave Murphy. Oh, hold on a second here. We have Lisa. We'll actually get to something that's relevant to what we're talking about here. You're the perfect person to fill this role, Jen. Oh, it's too bad that Jen's left. You have such a founded hockey history in the area, and always will.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
yeah, it's well, Jen can see that after. And then Dave was talking about being a virtual competitor on The Voice.
Yeah, I think we went to the billboard style, the thirds, that really felt.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, I see. Okay. Speaking of The Voice, didn't we agree beforehand, Alec Harrison, that we were going to use our voices for good, not evil?
I'm going to tell you right now.
Okay.
I think she might be watching. If she's not, she's back. So it's a big birthday week. A lot of birthdays happening. In reverse order, Megan McClung of Megan McClung fame. It's her birthday today. And so we threatened to sing her happy birthday in the worst way, which probably
that's right.
Hard. And then my daughter Emmy turned 18 yesterday, so we got to go out and have dinner. It was quite fun. So it's big week this week for.
I saw that, and then Emmy as well.
Yep, Emmy's
okay. And I've got that. Okay, so just so we don't mess it up. Now, are we going to give this a go?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay, let's do this. And what's really going to be nice is that because we're doing it virtually and we're in two different locations, we'll be completely off time. So
100%.
Here we go. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. A happy birthday to you. A happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Megan McClung and Emmy Harrison. Yeah, and then finish us off there, Alec.
Happy birthday to both of you.
There you go.
Yeah. So happy birthday, Megan. That's I think she's 28, from what I understand.
Megan McClung is, yeah.
Megan's 28. So happy 28th birthday. I told her I was going to launch fireworks off the roof tonight in her honor.
Oh, good. I'll watch for that.
Birthday Megan in the sky over top of the.
I'll watch for that because I'm going to be in Claresholm tonight.
Are you? Oh,
yeah. There's a little bit of a party going on.
Ooh.
Are you familiar with the party that's going on in Claresholm tonight? The dance?
No,
there's a dance happening in Claresholm tonight.
How on earth would we even know about? Oh, wait a minute.
That's right. There you go.
If you're paying attention, Welcoming Claresholm has a teen dance happening tonight, 8:30 to 11:30. And actually, it's funny because your shadow doing the one hand
that kind of look like me, doesn't it?
Not a lot of people know that at the Claresholm Community Center. So that's I like conservative dress code. Conservative dress code. Teens, grades 7.
Conservative dress code.
And so, yeah, that's awesome. That's going to be coming up as part of our news here in a little bit. And Megan is here. Is
Megan here?
Yes.
Hold on. Where is it?
You're the best. I'm actually.
Oh, she's actually 26.
Yeah, let's not do any math around the ages of her kids, but that's fine.
We messed it up. And then Kristen's Emmy.
It was fun.
You know, Emmy's getting into kind of a career here that one day she could win an Emmy, can't she?
Probably
she could. Yeah. Emmy, I think it would be suitable. Emmy, winning an Emmy.
Absolutely.
And happy 28th birthday. So I'm not sure which birthday she is having, but
we're not going to try to guess.
No, okay. And Dave Murphy, $26.99 plus tax in Ontario. Okay. And then Kristen's got auditions.
We do have auditions coming up. We're going to talk about we may as well go through some news. Here's what we got going on in town. How about that? We'll rip through that right now. So as we were at the top of our news, of course, was what we just talked about. Billet families being needed for the Claresholm Thunder Junior A team. You can reach out to Jen Mackin. That information is all on Facebook, and so you're able to reach out to her if you're interested. Yes, auditions start tonight for the Holiday Jukebox, 6 to 9 at Stavely Youth Hall, and then again on Sunday 1 to 4 at Stavely Youth Hall. And you can reach out to 403-397-7945. I think there might be a couple spots left if you want to book some auditions for you or your kids. We had a great show. We had a lot of fun last week. We had Alyssa on from Fighting Lotus Muay Thai and Kickboxing. Learned a lot about kickboxing and just like the discipline of it. And it was just a lot of fun to have her on. She also wanted to mention, we did get into it last week. Registration is sort of ongoing. So it's not, they've already started, I can't get in. if you're interested, if it's like October, no, it doesn't matter when it is. You can always reach out to her and join the fun. We also had Lauren Plant on from Positive Notes. She's a new music teacher in town, and we talked about everything she's offering: violin and fiddle, and musical theater, and voice, and piano, and ukulele, and music composition. It's a lot.
Now,
And,
did she happen to let you know as well on the show that she's going to be teaching some of that stuff at her studio here in Nanton?
That was one of the first things she said, and she's hoping that you're gonna learn the ukulele as long as it doesn't get lost in your beard.
That's right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Whoops. We also have this is I was actually surprised to see this today. Play school spots available at Learn a Lot Play School in Claresholm. Now, I don't think that happens very often, and so if you've got a little one and you're thinking, gee, what are they going to do when the kids go back to school? They're not old enough yet. Check out the preschool, the play school here. They've got a brand new building and it's awesome. Great teachers over there. And as you mentioned, Dave, did you?
Sorry, I did apply for the play school, but they said the same thing. They said, "I'm sorry, we can't accept it. We don't want the kids to get lost in your beard." So, the beard's kind of holding me back a little bit.
Is.
Yeah,
well, I think it's going to open other doors, though. Quite literally, stand close enough. The sheer weight of it will push one open. That beard is going to be DJing tonight.
That is, yeah.
Pardon me, Claresholm Community Center for the teen dance. We also have swimming lessons are starting. So if you're looking for lessons again for your preschool aged kid, all of the lessons are posted on Facebook on the pool's Facebook page. And
who doesn't want to join that? I mean, look at all the cute little animals on there.
I know.
There's a little baby shark, and a little starfish, and the octopus.
I know.
It's so cute.
I'm not sure which one.
So
do you
cute.
remember? Do you remember back when we were kids and everything was in black and white? Did you ever do swimming lessons as a kid?
Yep.
Like did you get the badges?
Yep. We did colors. I don't know
colors.
Yeah. You grew up in Alberta?
I did.
Yeah. So I grew up in Saskatchewan, and we did colors. So I think I got to blue. I think I got to. Now, what's after blue? Isn't it white or something like that?
Yeah, I think it gets into like the higher end. I didn't get that far. I think I got to like maroon and just.
Yeah, I remember the maroon, yellow, maroon, the red, the orange.
Yeah. Orange was the start.
I got the blue. I got the blue. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Can you swim now? Are you a good swimmer?
I haven't swum in a long time, but I'm pretty sure that I could probably swim pretty good still.
Okay. I think that'll be next.
Have you seen my size? I could probably just lay there and and then just bob. I can still.
That's not swimming as it is.
Not swimming?
Bobbing.
I thought that's what they taught me in the blue level. Just bob.
Oh, you did bob level. Yeah. Then the beard, of course, would get wet, and then it would be. You have to wring it out. Maybe you put it in a ponytail.
Maybe. Doug, this is my cousin.
Nice. Hey, cousin.
Hey, it's my cousin Doug. Said, hey, Dave. Yeah, he was supposed to be, I think, in Calgary the other day, but I think he's a truck driver. Do you remember Phil Nash?
Yeah.
Phil Nash. Has he been forgotten in Claresholm already?
Of course, we remember Phil Nash. And
how come he's not on doing his weather in the UK right now?
I think because it is about 8:30 at night. He's probably
this is the perfect time to be doing it.
Fish and chips, and we get messages from him though about once a week and what he's up to. And he sent us a photo. They were putting a new air conditioner unit on like a Marks and Spencer at night one day. These huge cranes, and he moves massive things around the country. And it's been cool to hear sort of about the differences between the trucks and just the experience of being in, you're driving on the other side of the road. And he's a heavy haul guy, so that's his thing. But maybe he'll join us one day. Maybe he'll remember. He'll remember us. He'll remember us
after he's become a superstar over there in the UK.
Right? Exactly.
Us little guys. Yeah.
No, he won't. I think he actually made it to white in swimming lessons as well. Probably.
Did he?
Probably. I don't know.
I mean, he was a superstar in anything he did, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Didn't he win an Emmy? I think he won an Emmy.
Yeah, he did. He did for his performance in Large Bald Truck Drivers 2. He was excellent.
Yes.
I'm just looking to see if we've. Oh, you know what else is happening? Sorry, forgot to mention.
That's right.
Coming up on Saturday, 2 p.m. Coffee with Council. We haven't talked about that much. So town council invites anyone to come and have a coffee and ask questions, get your concerns known, and just it's a great sort of fact finding opportunity as well with the town. So you can go and check that out on Saturday at 2:00. And you know who I actually heard from yesterday as well, who's doing well, just wanted to say hi. We haven't talked to her in a while, is Boom, little Lauren Billy. That
my goodness
has not died. She's doing well. She's in BC, and just wanted to say to hi to her, and her kids have started school as well. And man, time is flying by. What about Nanton? And we've talked a lot about what's happening in Claresholm. I know you're here tonight doing the big dance.
Yeah.
How's the weekend look up in Nanton?
Well, I've been so busy with stuff up to this point. Things are starting to slow down just a little bit, enough for the weekend to be able to spend time with the family. So that's good. I've got the dance there in Claresholm tonight. They're going to be doing that. Tomorrow morning on the show, we're going to be talking to Lynn Cox and another person whose also last name is Cox as well. And they're going to be talking to us about the blanket exercise. And her name's Darlene Cox. I was just confirming that.
Yes. Yeah.
So we got the blanket exercise that's coming up.
Do you know what that is? Just on a serious note, have you done it before?
I have not done it before. No,
it is,
so I'm going to be learning.
You're going to learn. I won't give it away.
Okay.
But we did it 2 years ago.
Okay.
And it's not about, I don't want to spoil the thing, but if you get an opportunity to participate in the blanket exercise, it's really, really powerful, and it'll shake you up in a good way. It'll shake you for sure. And yeah, we were really grateful to be part of it a couple of years ago. Yeah, I'd never forget that experience. It was very positive, very, very well put together, and you just have to be in the experience to fully get it. It's pretty cool.
We're gonna have them on the show tomorrow, and we're gonna be talking about that and what that's all about. So I will be learning all about the blanket exercise tomorrow when we have them on the show.
Awesome. That's great. Now, you know what I was thinking too, we were just talking about the dance coming up here in Claresholm. There's a chance that you're going to need to look. Where's my music? Oh, there it is.
I hear it. I hear the music.
It's in there. Okay.
Oh yeah. I know what's coming. Oh, I'm excited. Oh, what is it?
And sometimes you go in your closet and like, what am I going to wear? I don't have any
like for tonight's dance. You were saying, yeah,
dance, right?
Yeah.
So what you do, you get on your moped, your scooter, your bike, your truck, whatever, and you head over to one of our sponsors, Janet's Fashions.
Yeah.
Our original sponsor, they're on the corner of 50th Ave and Highway 2. They've got men's and women's fashion stuff for kids, footwear, things coming out for fall. I'm sure that if you looked around, they've got stuff coming for winter. So a big thanks to Janet's for being one of our sponsors. Awesome clothing store in town, so be sure to check them out. And if your feet hurt because you've been dancing too much, you pop over to Claresholm Pharmacy. They've got a team of very friendly and prescribing pharmacists.
Oh, do they do foot massages?
Well, they don't. Well,
if your feet hurt, go get a foot massage by the staff at the pharmacy.
I want to start.
Oh man,
maybe
we're just making promises for everybody here, eh?
Maybe not
bologna that's on sale.
Maybe not that. But you can definitely get yourself. You might need some cream or something. Maybe you want to go in today and think, you know what, I'm going to go get myself some Advil because I know my feet are going to hurt after tonight. And so big thanks to Claresholm Pharmacy. And then, of course, your dollar store with more around the corner from the pharmacy. They've got just about everything. They've got the big helium balloon tank. They've got greeting cards, stuff for your kids, for your pets. They've got stationery, things for back to school if you're running out, or if you were like me as a kid and you lose everything on the third day. So your dollar store with more, and they're more than happy to help. And in fact, I ran into Lori at the dollar store the other day, and she was talking about the haunted house. The haunted house, they've already started planning. It's coming. They're going to have the no scare hour, all of that. And so they've already started planning the haunted house. And
I love the no scare hour.
Isn't that cool? So
that is so cool.
You know what they actually said to me, and I'm not kidding. They said it's because I was like, that's when I'm going to go. And they were like, we will, if you and Dave come through at no scare hour, it's going to be extra scare. They're going to watch for us. They're going to ramp it up. So we can't even go through no scare hour.
I'm okay with that. And actually, if they're going to have a no scare hour, can they have a regular scare hour and then the extra scare hour you just mentioned?
I think
Because
so.
I would go through the extra scare hour.
Yeah, where it's
So
just
they could
scaring all
actually
the time.
organize that as well.
Okay, they got time. They got
And
time.
and I also think a French scare hour would be cool. Yes. Everything, all the screams are in French.
Oh, I like that. Like
Yeah.
they scream belay at you. Now, if you haven't watched the show from the beginning, that probably makes no sense, but it's okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny. Hey, you know what it is? It's 12:31, and you know what that means? It means that we have
Introduce me because I haven't been here for a little while. So what's going on? We got a surprise happening on the show here.
We do. We have a brand new segment, which we've been working on for about three and a half years.
Okay.
And we're going to start that segment here in a moment with Candace from Real Strength Gym. Now, I told her we were going to build a big splashy open, and we didn't yet, but we're gonna. She's laughing. So the big splashy open is I just bring her in randomly in the middle of a sentence and say, "Welcome, Candace, to Connecting Claresholm. Thank you for joining us and agreeing to." We called it Candace's Corner in our intro today with 2 Ks.
That's right.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Candace's Corner. Yeah. And I think for a big splashy entrance or intro for your segment, I'm going to talk to Annalisa, and I'm going to get her to just take a bucket of water. And as soon as Alec introduces you, then she'll just pour that water, and it'll be a big splashy intro for you.
You make it cool.
Like,
Yeah,
not on me. Like I put on makeup for this for you guys today. Just right?
No, she'll make sure she'll splash it on Alec there.
Yeah.
So
yes.
With some lukewarm water. So thanks for joining us. We're going to do this every week, and we kind of pick a topic and just get a little bit of insight, maybe things that have come up in your world with clients over the last week or so, things you've been thinking about. And so this week, what do you want to talk about?
This week.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
We can talk about anything. I thought consistency might be nice because it's a kind of a reoccurring theme. And you and I had a really good chat about something you're doing in your life, Alec, for consistency that you've made by being consistent. You've maybe made it a routine. And I think building routine and having consistency is how, we achieve anything. So
I like it. Yeah. So I'm going to start with a question for you then. When you're a newcomer to the gym and not necessarily Real Strength, but just any gym, or even if it's a gym in your house, is there sort of a general amount of time that people need to engage in something before that? I've got to go, before it becomes a habit where you're kind of doing it without thinking. It's just built into your day.
Like the rule of thumb is 21 days to create a new habit, which seems to work. I find like 30 days with the gym. You don't want to go every day. You start off, you want to go every other day, especially if you haven't been in a gym in a long time or ever before, because things like soreness that are huge deterrents if we're really, really sore and we overtrain and we keep coming and then we end up not coming. So in the gym, even at home, it's kind of slow and steady wins the race. And you build up, as you build up your muscle and your endurance and your cardio, then all of a sudden now we can do 4 or 5 workouts a week rather than every other day. But it's, steadying the course, building it into your schedule, knowing that you're worth it. And I have a really good quote. I'll have to look it up in 1 second. I love my quotes. But it's that piece of self-care isn't selfish. So it's okay to say every other day, I need an hour just to work on myself and work on me, whether it's yoga, working out, home workout, walking your dogs, going for some activity, hiking. You're worth it and you're important. And when you work on you, everyone in your life benefits from that person. So it's a win.
It's a good perspective.
Now, Candace, do you think it's important that maybe since we're talking about consistency, we take some time to really make sure that people understand what that really means? So I've got the Wikipedia here for you.
Wonderful.
Okay. And so consistency. In classical deductive logic, a consistent theory is one that does not lead to a logical contradiction. A theory T is consistent with, and there's no formula such as both its negation, are elements of the set of consequences of T. Let A be a set of closed sentences. And we're talking more about the closed sentences here, right? Or are we talking about the set of axioms?
Okay.
I think you've got the wrong one.
Did you go in and edit this before you?
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
oh, is this the wrong one?
I think this is a different kind of consistency.
Oh,
I think it's
I'm
like
so sorry.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
disambiguation.
Disambiguation.
Hold on. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, I messed it up.
It's okay.
Is it conversely in an explosive formal system? So it has nothing to do with that?
I don't think so.
Not as a rule, although you can do explosive stuff in the gym, and that's always
true.
fun. So
Maybe that's what we need to do, is turn this into a maybe look at this and see what things can be relatable to doing in the gym. Let's see, sound formal system. That's a gym term, isn't it?
It could be. It could be.
It could be. It could be.
I do have a question when we talk about like when you're as an example, I tried to stay really consistent with running,
Mhm.
and it turns out I hate running, and I just push through it, and I hate it.
Yeah.
And so eventually I learned to stop doing it and replaced it with something that I don't hate. So part of that consistency is I'm going to assume finding something that you also at the very least can tolerate, better yet enjoy. So if you're like me, I'm not built as a runner. My brother, great runner. I am not a runner. But if you find something that you go, well, I know this is good for me, but I hate it, consistency is going to be virtually impossible.
Right. And that's very true. If you don't like doing it, why would you do it repeatedly?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or every single day. So part of being consistent is finding what sparks joy and what something that you're passionate about. Although I will say, like our conversations, because you've been doing the cold showers, I don't think that you necessarily liked those at first, but by consistently doing them, you like them because of the benefits.
Yeah.
So sometimes.
Yeah. That's true. There was something like, there's something about it. It's funny. I was thinking about it this morning. It was early and I was like, oh, I don't want to do this right now. But there's a weird thing in your brain once you get past, and that was what I tried with running, and I never broke through like the pain of it. It wasn't. It was clear. I was like, there's other ways to get a benefit without necessarily doing this. The first thing, the morning cold showers. Talk to me in February. See how stoked I am to be continuing to do that. But there is a weird thing that happens when you get past the initial shock of something difficult and your body acclimates. You almost welcome it because now you feel the benefit of having done it for a while, and it's not as big a shock to the system. Right. And so consistency gets you through it as long as you don't hate it.
As long as you don't hate it. I have thought about it every time I have a warm shower, and I'm like,
it's hard.
Well, it's warm and I like it. So
it's tough. It's tough to get your head around it, and that's why they say do it very first thing, because it's like the brain isn't fully connecting yet with your heart. Like, this is gonna not be fun.
Alec, you will not believe this, but I actually was a runner. And I'm being dead serious. I'm dead serious. I was a runner. And so I felt the same thing that you felt, but I had somebody that I was running with. And eventually, just like you were talking about, I got to that point where the running became easier and easier, and I was seeing the benefits from it.
That's cool.
And and then that was what was motivating me, and it was making me feel better.
Yeah.
And so
I totally believe you. Why wouldn't I believe you?
Well, because there's often a lot of stuff that comes out of my mouth that is not true, and so
it was the way you were like, please believe me about this one thing. If you believe nothing else,
there's not much I would think you should be believing that comes out of my mouth. So I just thought I'd preface it with that.
There's something really powerful too about taking something. Like, there's a difference between it being unpleasant, knowing that there's something on the other side of it that's beneficial. And I think that's what it was. I think that after running, I never got that like, oh, I did like that feeling. Even if I didn't really like it during it, afterwards, there was no payback. So I heard something that I actually wanted to mention, because I think it kind of ties into this. It was just this morning. It was a guy talking about the third thing. And he said, He said, stop wanting the third thing. And he said, what is the third thing? It's like, I went to the gym, I had a workout, and so that you get up and you make that decision. It's the first thing. The second thing is you go and do it. The third thing is then looking in the mirror and going, where's the results? And he's like, it doesn't matter if it's like something to do with work or you've put a bunch of time into something and you're waiting for that third thing, that feedback, the accolades or the recognition or the results. He said, if we're just finding the joy in the doing, that third thing becomes a lot less important. And the actual doing becomes the thing that you're engaged in, not why don't I look a certain way? How come I'm not a size X? How come I don't weigh a certain amount? Those things can sometimes maybe knock us off course from wanting to be consistent.
I think it's setting realistic expectations from the beginning. No matter, from a gym perspective, we know science tells us typically people don't see results for 12 weeks. So when someone new comes in the gym, for example, I recently had a lady come in who's going on a trip in 6 weeks, and she's like, well, I need to lose this much weight in that time. And I said, well, our reality is we didn't get here overnight, and it's not going away overnight. And 6 weeks just isn't realistic. But if you're willing to study the course and stay consistent and keep coming back, it will happen. For me, losing 90 pounds took a year. And I was very dedicated to it. And it wasn't necessarily, you can get lost in chasing the results and the feedback you get from people. Absolutely. And then you kind of get to a place where you just want to be happy in your own skin. And I try to promote that kind of body positivity in the gym where we're all at where we're at and we're all beautiful inside and out. And no matter what we look like, we celebrate the fact that you came through the door. That's the hard part.
That's the hard part.
Just get in here. We can do whatever you want from here. And it's all the little things that we see, little changes, maybe we lose a belt size or, maybe for me, like when my biceps get bigger, which I'm working on, it's nice when I'm like, yeah, this t-shirt's tight. So there's lots of different validation, but it's learning inside. It's how we feel and how we feel about ourselves and learning to kind of, I try to minimize that the need for external validation, which is tough with social media and all the things that we're inundated with today.
Really tough.
But ultimately, it's just seeking internal peace and being happy with ourselves. So,
when you, and this will be my last big question for you, when you were on this path of losing like 90 pounds, did you, because obviously as you go, there are probably moments along the way where it just, you would find that certain weeks people would just sort of notice that you lost weight. Was there a point where you kind of had to think, well, once I've gotten to where I want to be, am I going to be okay with not having that feedback, maybe those compliments, those people noticing? Was there a time where you thought, oh, once I get there, then what? Because you can't just continue to lose weight indefinitely. There's an end point.
I think what people don't know about me is I am very, like when I go home, sorry, I forgot the word. I'm very introverted. So I love what I do and I love working one-on-one with people and I love my gym. And then I go home and I'm like, okay, if I don't have to talk to anybody, I'm great today. So for me, I know when I started, it was in a bodybuilding perspective, and you can really get lost in what your muscle looks like, how defined we are, what body fat percentage am I at? If you're planning for a competition, there's a lot of mental work that you should be done with bodybuilding. So you don't fall into that kind of body dysmorphia category, but it very easily can happen if you don't keep it in check or have someone to keep an eye on it. But it's really easy to feel all the compliments, and it's really wonderful to feel great about yourself. It was also a little disheartening. I will say, being 220 and 5'1", I was quite plump, which I was. People that wouldn't have talked to me when I was that weight, now all of a sudden were paying me attention. And that's what stood out to me, was how differently you were treated because of how you looked. And that one I still struggle with, because it's not about what you look like on the outside necessarily. It's about who we are as a whole. So it's, a little bit of everything, I guess. And it's, how we keep ourselves in check and where our mental health is at while we do it.
Yeah, mental health is that big.
So I found something and I'm not doing this to prove anything to you guys.
It's Dave running. Here it is. It's a YouTube video.
I'm not doing this to
Yes.
prove anything to you guys, but I found my running partner, the gentleman that I ran with, and I found an article and just wanted to share it with you because it was a kind of an important time in my life, actually. So this is Dr. Peter Neiman, and Dr. Peter Neiman. I'm just going to blow this up a little bit here. There we go. Dr. Peter Neiman and I worked together, and we did some recordings together. And so this is Glenmore Park.
Yeah.
Glenmore Reservoir Loop. That is where we ran.
That's cool.
We ran together there all the time. And he's from South Africa.
Yeah.
And him and I would run 2 or 3 times a week. And so he really helped me quite a bit because he is a marathon runner.
Mhm.
As it says, the article says, Calgary Doctor set for 100th marathon in Calgary this weekend.
Wow.
Now that was back in 2016. So imagine how many marathons he's run up to this point now. And so, yeah, I actually really looked up to Peter Neiman and what he did for me at that time to help me out and get me back in shape.
Cool.
So, yeah.
I just thought it was like a beer drinking buddy of yours. I didn't think it was this guy.
No, it was
that's serious. Like that's
it
serious,
was serious business.
Cool.
I trained with him for his marathons.
Wow.
Did you ever run a marathon?
No, I wasn't that confident. No. And I was never at his level. But he was a very good guy to run with.
Mhm.
He was very understanding and very patient with me. Because it took a long time. Like he was already, running full marathons, and here's me working with him, and he invited me to come out and run with him, and I did. And then I was starting to see the change, and he was inspiring and stuff. And since then, life has happened and things have changed. But he was at that time in my life. It was a great partnership. So
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Maybe-
awesome.
You probably saw me. You probably passed me. Actually, I was the guy just
maybe.
weeping and hating it, going the other direction. I'm just kidding. Probably not. But Candace, that's really great, and I love this segment because it's not just about going to the gym. It's not just about specifics around working out. This can be applied to anything, and consistency. If you want to, whether we actually talked about it last week, learning an instrument or learning a discipline, that commitment to the art of it is just the most important thing.
Mhm.
Not looking for outcomes.
Like, it's not every now and then, like we do something for the first time and we're amazing at it, but for the most part, it all takes work, and consistently doing something in repetition is how we tend to excel at things, which I think is really cool. So the work you put in is the result you get out, which is awesome.
That's awesome. Well, thanks, Candace. This was
Thank you.
Candace's Corner. Will probably come up. Well, maybe that'll be the name that sticks. I don't know. We'll see.
I like it.
Okay, it's kind of cute.
Candace Corner.
Jazz.
Yeah.
Do like a
Jazz
little,
hands.
little
You
I
could
don't
do
know. That's
dances.
all I got.
I love it.
You
Do
should-
dances on the
I've
show.
been trying to work in dancing between sets with clients at the gym. So far, it's not been a big hit, but I think it'll catch on.
yeah, just give it time. Consistency. That's the key.
That's it.
Just be
Very
consistent with
consistent.
it. And people will, you know what? If you see me, I'll join you.
Not to be confused with annoying. So
No,
Yeah.
yeah, there is a difference between being consistent and being annoying. That's good. Maybe next week we'll talk about being annoying.
Yeah.
How to avoid that in a social setting.
okay.
Awesome. All right,
Thanks,
Candace.
Candace.
listen, Thank you for coming on.
Thank
and
you guys
to,
so much. I appreciate you guys. Have a
Yeah.
great weekend.
Thanks. Talk to you later.
Next week.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Awesome. We learn stuff. That's the best part about the show. We always say that. We always are learning stuff.
So I know we're getting down to the end of the show here. One thing we haven't talked about is, and I don't know if this is going to be a regular segment on the show as well, but apparently we're getting into hockey season now, right?
Yeah, I am.
So are you doing anything? Like, I know that you are awful as a hockey player. You helped me last year with some commentating. You're good. You can speak well about hockey.
Yep.
You can talk well about hockey. So you talk the talk about hockey. But are you doing anything else this year that's kind of hockey related? That's interesting.
Well, I've got a I've got a friend of mine who it's a guy. It's funny because his name is Dave.
Okay.
As well. He started a hockey pool, and he invited me, and it was really like, it was nice because I haven't done a hockey pool in a few years, and it was really exclusive. He sent me a message, and he's like, look, I've got 20 spots. I only want the best people, like the best people, the best people who can pick. And so he asked me in, and I was like sort of I was sort of touched in a way that he would think of me in that way. So so his name is Dave Murphy, and he's got a hockey pool that he's doing. So I thought, as a service to you, that we would do a segment where like I would come on and like talk about what it's like to be in this hockey pool, like just to make it feel kind of inclusive, because inclusivity is big. Like I know it's, there's only so many spots, but I thought it would be kind of fun. Like, I could sort of share with you what it's like to be with an elite crowd.
Yeah. Well, now that I know you're in the hockey pool, let me just pull up my phone here. Sorry, Dave. I don't have time anymore.
I saw your name pop up and I got excited. I was like, who is this David Gale guy talking about contracts and where is he on this? And is he free agent? And how's his left ankle doing? And good Lord, I was like, he's going to be really good at this. No, here's what I love about hockey pools. It's like, we're all basically guessing. We're all doing the best we can. Yeah. Strategy, but it's a nice way to, what it does is it brings you a level of enjoyment to the game outside of the team that you generally follow. So you can watch certain players and, it's going to be. So thank you for setting me up for that really long-winded joke about.
No problem. I think that the relationships as well, it's like a bunch of guys you don't know. I don't know anybody except for you and Dave Murphy that are in this pool. But everybody else who's in this pool, now I get to smack talk.
Yeah.
A bunch of people that I don't know. And that's the best way to develop good, strong, trusting relationships.
And you want to do, here's what I learned, because actually I was in a pool a bunch of years ago through my office, and there was a trash talk option. Like there was an area where you could go and just bag on your coworkers. And what works best is consistency. Yeah, that's another good option. That's another good place.
That is true.
See, every morning at 7 a.m. I would get on there, and I actually won a hockey, but one year. It was awesome to win a hockey pool. I won some cash. And
so I've told you before, I work for the Hudson's Canada's Pub. So the Hudson's Group, I work for them, and we had a hockey pool, and the loser had to spend 24 hours at a Denny's, just sitting there.
Yes,
at a Denny's. So there was the winner, of course. Showered with gifts. And gold, and then the loser got to sit at a Denny's for 24 hours. They could eat it, whenever they wanted, of course, but they just had to sit there for 24 hours.
And this, a friend of mine got involved in this, a former colleague of mine, and he lost, and he ended up in Toronto.
Really?
Yeah, he was in a Denny's for a day.
For a day, yeah, Denny's for a day, yeah.
He was posting, because I hadn't heard of it until that happened, because he kept posting stuff on social media with him at this. I didn't know it was a Denny's at the time, and finally somebody asked, like, "What do you?" And he was like, "Oh, I lost a hockey pool, so I got to do a Denny's for 24 hours." And yeah, he did.
So I'm going to bring Candace back in. She's still with us here. I'm going to bring her back in for a second.
Yeah.
So Candace, you're still with us here, right? So just unmute yourself there. And just for next week, it's just an idea, because we're talking about this hockey pool. Fantasy hockey, basically. And you're coming on every week, and you're involved with athleticism as well. I'm wondering if maybe next week's segment, you can start talking about the differences between smack talk and trash talk, and the best of both, and what we can do to really, not motivate people, but beat them down.
Demotivate people is what you're looking for. Demotivate.
You want people to feel bad.
We want to demotivate people that we're involved with fantasy hockey. And here's so Kenneth's going to keep you on for this next part. I seriously had an idea. Somebody can steal it. There's two ideas that I told people about, and I said you should steal it and make $1 million for it. The first idea was McDonald's ketchup. I went through the drive-through, and they kept giving me, even up to last year, those stupid little packets of ketchup, and I was like, put the freaking ketchup in like a little cup with a tinfoil top on it, so that you could just pull off the tinfoil. There's $1 million idea, and then you could just dip it in there. instead of those stupid little ketchup packages that you rip off the corner and you get all over your hands, and it's ridiculous. So that was the first $1 million idea.
Before we do the second one, hold on. Just for the people on the radio.
What?
You can't. Dave's beard is too long, but there's a vein in his neck that's popping, and his
You
face
can
is
see the
on
vein
the
through
leg.
my. You can see the vein
Also,
through
has
my
a hat
beard.
on. There's a forehead one too.
Yeah, there's a forehead crevice forming. He
So-
really there's very. You could hear it, but just to see how animated he got. Anyway,
So everybody who's listening on the radio, listen, this is another $1 million idea. Somebody has got to do this. So we're talking about, fantasy hockey pools. My wife and I are in a fantasy baseball pool right now. We love it. We have a lot of fun with it. But somebody has got to design a hockey league where there are no coaches on the bench. All the coaches are in the stands with iPads telling the players what they need to do next. And if you want to pull the goalie and 75% of the crowd says, yeah, pull the goalie's out of there.
Oh,
and
I see.
everybody in the crowd gets to use their computer iPad that's on their seat to direct the game.
Wow. That sounds like a very affordable thing to start.
Very affordable.
When you said $1 million idea, you meant it would cost that just to get it off the ground.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just to get it off the ground. More than that.
It would be interesting to see where people went with it, though. Like what level they would take the players to, for sure.
Yeah. I think
I think it would show a dark side of humanity is what's going to happen.
Yeah, it will.
That's right. It always does end up that way. Yeah. It always ends up. Yeah. Pull the goalie in the first period.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
It would be just to see what
We
happens.
don't like this guy anymore. He's not allowed to play.
My goodness. That's why you're not allowed. That's why you're not in charge of big things, Dave.
That's right.
Well, those big things.
I do like your ketchup idea, though. It'd be easier just to dip.
Yeah.
I'll show you the next time I see you in person. I'll show you a real handy trick where you rip off the top and you can like squish the bottom up and you make a little dip out of the package for ketchup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You show me that.
Yeah.
So when has your McDonald's opened yet in Claresholm?
No, but I'll tell you.
I just heard October 18th. I don't know if I'm spilling any beans, but I heard from someone.
Are we going to do live on location from the McDonald's when it opens up? Because then you and I can have the little ketchup packages and show everybody.
I think
that would be
24 hours in McDonald's. I think we should.
And you kind of tented it and
24 hours at McDonald's.
Yeah, I think we should just.
You know what? I'm right around the corner from there, so you could
just thinking maybe
balance. You'd have
Go. I'll start running. I'll start running. That'll be my opportunity.
Sounds fantastic. Let's do that.
We are pretty much at the top of the hour.
We are at the top of the hour. People want to hear more music on the radio station. So
they do. Yeah. Well, we'll let everybody go. Candace, again, thanks for joining us, joining us again. Sticking around. It's been fun.
See you next week.
We'll see you next week, and then tune in tomorrow with Dave, 10:30 to 11:30 for Good Morning Nanton Live. We're going to talk about Nanton stuff, and I might even show up. Try and
weasel. That would be fantastic. That would be fun. Okay,
cool,
perfect.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, we'll talk to you later. Have a good week, everybody.
We'll see you next week.
Tomorrow. Bye.